Hey guys, how's everybody doing? ETHCC5. I think you guys are in the most special room because it was 106 everywhere in France, and it rained everywhere in France last night except here. So welcome, thanks for hanging with me because it's warm, and I apologize for that. So, I'm Steve Derezinski with Hashchat, and the original title of my talk was wall-to-wall messaging, and I think you guys know wall-to-wall messaging. So really what I want to talk about is better communication for crypto. And this has been a real challenge of mine and a real frustration of mine for several years. I finally put together a team at ETH Denver to build out Hashchat. But I want to go back for a second. How many of you were here at ETHCC4? Anybody? All right. So Master Owaki, which I call him Master Owaki. He used to have long hair. That's better. Okay. He says crypto is all about coordination, and that's absolutely true. It is all about coordination, and it's really critical that we coordinate, and it's amazing what we can do with all these crypto networks. However, you need to have great communication, and Kevin kind of cheats because he's a fantastic communicator, so when he's saying crypto is all about coordination, we're just sort of absorbing that, and it's a wonderful talk, and we're all enjoying it. By the way, I've tried this megaphone in a programmer's ear. It doesn't work. So this is an example of what not to do. Okay. So how is crypto communication today? How do you guys get your information about crypto? And I really hate talking about this because it's sort of like PTSD if you think about all the different ways that it sucks. Like with Discord, I've got, I can tell you a number of different crypto pump scams that I would love to invite you to. Seems to be all what I'm working on. And then Twitter, is the post real or is it someone legitimately shit posting? So I've got to filter through all this stuff in order to find the actual actionable items in Twitter. And then finally, you've got Telegram. I can't tell you how many times I've seen the wrong server come up on a different thing, and it's impossible for me to figure out what the strong signal is in all this communication noise. And I've been thinking about crypto communication for a long time, and we have these wonderful tools called addresses that are really wonderfully cryptographically provable as I own this address. So I've been put together a team to build out Hashchat to kind of get all of this stuff together. And the real challenge is how can we make these solid decisions that you are all making every day based on sort of flimsy communications, or at least spending so much time filtering through all the noise. So that's what Hashchat is building. And crypto can be better. One of the things I like to ask, and my background is in a lot of technology development work and commercialization, and when you think about a technology itself and where are the specific differentiators, there's a lot of sort of boring things where it's just lower cost or faster and stuff. But then there's the really cool thing of being totally disruptive, and that is the world of crypto decentralization, right? That's just like rocking the world. Everybody, all the regulators are trying to figure out what to do with decentralization. How is it that we can fix this? What are we doing with it? But that's the enabling block that allows you to do things that aren't possible today. So I'll give you two examples. If you think about being a broker, how can I be a decentralized broker? And that's, of course, Uniswap. I can't tell you how excited I was when Uniswap was invented. I was like, anybody can be a broker now. They can just post a couple of trading pairs online. That's fantastic. This is not enabled anywhere except in crypto. And then how about confirming an asset transfer anywhere in the globe with zero trusted intermediary? Well, that's basically any layer one. But this was not possible before crypto, and that's what excites me all the time. I guess if you guys have come into it and you're all crypto natives, it might be sort of second nature to you, but I still get excited about these every day, like, holy cow, I can post a trading pair on Uniswap? This is amazing. So now the next example, of course, is better communication, and what can we do with messaging that has not been done before? So I state that we can create messages that can be easily verified and certified as authentic by the recipient with one click. I'm going to pause there for a second. Maybe I'll read it again. Messages that can be easily and be verified and certified as authentic by the recipient with one click. So I've actually been able to do this before crypto, but the important thing is available and accessible by all. What crypto has given us is wallets available to everybody and private keys available to everybody. That gives everybody the individual crypto tools to be able to get messaging right at the endpoint that matters. And it has all of the wonderful features that we've been trading trillions of dollars on. Why can't we use the same tools to just send messages back and forth? So that's what we set forth to fix at Hashchat. So this would be an example of a message that you would get to certify that the messages are there. By the way, before crypto, if anybody knows about PGP, I was able to send an email message with a PGP add-on on it where I could certify that the message came from the right person and that it wasn't tampered with when I received it. However, it required me to figure out how to add all that stuff in and get my keys figured out and get the keys from the other person's server onto my machine so that I could decrypt their message, the signing of their message. This is pre-crypto, so it wasn't easy, and it basically took a nerd on one side and a nerd on the other side to do the communication. But now that we have so many wallets available, Hashchat can build in all of that complex cryptography into the app, and we don't have to worry about the end user being too sophisticated. But I'm very appreciative of all the work that the entire crypto community has done, like explaining private keys and all that stuff and getting that into the user's hands. So all end-to-end encrypted, yes. Okay, so let's dive into the Hashchat app. So you connect to Hashchat, and it reads your wallet, and it says, okay, what are your Gnosis safes that you own? So down here on the left, we've got owned Gnosis safes. This is just a slide, so it's not live. And then what are the eligible NFTs that you have? And it just reads them in your wallet, and you're allowed to join that community. The first app that we're doing is the example that's shown here, which is I'm a member of the Hashchat Gnosis Safe signers, and it automatically sets up a chat room that encrypts all of the messages for all the signers. So this is like the equivalent of the board of directors for crypto, right? Everybody in that group needs to communicate about what's going on and what's happening within that community and what transactions are we going to do. So what I'm showing here is a quick little icon that allows you to click on every single message to verify that it's in fact correct. Pretty simple. It's not easy to implement on the back end, but hopefully simple to use on the front end. So if I click on that link, I get, well, this is actually an alpha prototype, so it's a JSON. We may or may not use that version, so I don't want to put too much into that, but that's basically what you're receiving. So every message you get, you should be able to certify cryptographically that it's correct and that it hasn't been tampered with, and that allows us to build a lot of businesses on top of solid crypto communications. So probably the biggest point, and if you want to take a picture of the slide, please feel free to, is this is very obvious to me. If I have a message that's going from the crypto wallet to a crypto wallet, I can confirm that that's a very strong connection, right? And that's what I mentioned before, that trillions of dollars are being transferred across that. So why can't I send a simple little message across that? Everybody else, and this is why I think crypto communication sucks, everybody's using these weak connections on the outside to try and communicate. So if I say, this is my wallet, and this is my Telegram handle, please send me money to my wallet, then it's like, well, do I really know that that's correct or not? And of course, when I'm making the attestation, it's correct, but I have to depend on somebody else. So in all of the wonderful trustlessness of crypto, there's a huge trust breaking point at this last point that we're trying to fix at Hashchat. So I want to talk about our first integration that I've already mentioned in the little demo about having a chat room just for signers on a multi-sig. And what wasn't shown in the last presentation or in the last slide was this little pop-up, and we've been working with the Gnosis Safe guys, thank you guys, on figuring out how to get, if you think about all the signers and the proposals that they talk about in the meeting and what transactions need to take place, and then when that transaction happens, there's a notification that pops up into the Hashchat window so that everybody who's a signer can sort of read what's going on and realize, okay, this is a signature that needs to be taken. And if I click on the details, it pops up a little dialog box that allows me to go to the safe and sign the transaction. We have talked about actually signing it right here, but we want to leave the signing to the Gnosis Safe side of things and just leave the communication in the Hashchat world. Walk before you run, right? And the second integration is basically if you think about the equivalent of board of directors of crypto, which is this multi-sig signers, wanting to send an official message to your token holders. So if you think about, we want to merge with another token company, we want to buy, we want to approve this gigantic transaction, and we want to send a message out to all the token holders, we're developing an app to integrate into Gnosis Safe that allows you to do just that. So basically, this would be an example of, sort of using, I like to use the old world, the traditional finance board of directors. You could sort of replace that with multi-sig, right? But you want to be able to click and confirm the authenticity of that message to make sure that this is in fact the official message, and then you can take action on it. This is currently in development. And if you guys are around tomorrow and you find me, I might be able to give you a demo. My dev is going to demo it to me tonight, but I'll find you guys tomorrow and we can do it. that's where we are in the process. So this is an example. This is actually an old slide, an example of kind of what it would look like as an app inside the safe app world. So a little bit about Hashchat. This is our team. I'm Steve Derezinski, the founder. I've got a couple degrees from MIT. I'm an engineer and an MBA, so I like to build things that I like to figure out when the customers say your baby is ugly. I can say, okay, fine, we'll fix the product. That's fine. Cody is our senior protocol developer, and he does a lot of the encryption stuff and is one of the geniuses behind it. Max is our UI guy. Edison is our front-end guy, and we have two advisors. Oren, some of you may know Oren McMillan from the Gnosis world. Great guy, known him for years, and Corbin, who I think he has 8 hats, but I'm not going to dox him on the world of YouTube. So historically, we started this at ETH Denver in March, and we've won a bunch of awards in various hackathons. What's not on here is the MIT Bitcoin pitch competition, which we just won in May. That was a lot of fun. And then in terms of I like to mash together the tech stack and the development roadmap, so you can read this up to down to read the tech stack, and then you can read it left to right to see where we are in the process. We are not on chain, so we go Web3 wallets to encryption layer to database layer, so that minimizes how much transaction we need to have, but it also opens up another opportunity, which is to be easily cross-chain, so we can go from a EVM-compatible wallet to a Solana wallet, and we've done that already to send a fully encrypted end-to-end message from an Ethereum wallet to a Solana wallet. And then we want to go beyond that to all wallets that are available. We have on our list, we actually won the LF Grow hackathon, so we've got lens handles, so you can send a message from an Ethereum or EVM compatible wallet to a lens handle, and then we're looking at adding Solana into the mix as well. In the future, we're really trying to balance decentralization and speed, and I'd love to talk to any of you guys that have been able to crack this nut. It's really tricky to make sure you've got a decentralized database that's also fast. The world of sort of board of directors communications, if it takes an extra 10 minutes or 15 minutes, that's nothing. But if you're standing outside the pub and you want to know how can I get access code to this thing, it's, seconds, milliseconds matter in the chat world. So. And then we've got our roadmap here. So you can see, basically my favorite line is the second line. We've got about 18 million wallets between Ethereum and EVM compatible wallets, and then adding Solana on top of that, you get a lot more. I do still have Luna up there because there are a number of wallet holders. So, but this is our roadmap to kind of get to be able to communicate among all these wallet holders. So, including Bitcoin. I have a lot of friends that still love Bitcoin. So, anyways, and that's kind of the main point. If you guys are safe signers, we are trying to actively get beta signups for safe signers, and we'd love to have you guys click on that QR code or come see me and sign up for the safe signer beta that we're hopefully going to launch shortly. This is our website, our Twitter, and that's me on Twitter, and that's me on Telegram. And feel free to come and grab me afterwards or ask me questions right now. I think are we good? Just one question. We only have time for one question. Shoot. Who are you?
Hi, I'm Alex.
Hi, Alex.
I work on ENS, and we are very interested in having messaging standards.
Yes.
I've counted already at least 30 projects that
Yes.
are well-funded, have big teams that are doing mail, Discord, or messaging and for crypto wallets. And my question is, are you working with those projects to see how you can be cross-compatible, or are you just hoping that your protocol wins over them?
That is a great question. There's a ton of projects that are doing this, and frankly, that's the reason why I didn't start doing it for a couple of years, because I thought someone's going to solve this. But they all seem to be trying to copy, be the Twitter or be the Discord replacement. We are, hyper focused on kind of this. How can we take crypto into a new dimension that can't be done before? And people have asked me, like, are you going to replace Discord? No, Discord's always going to have a space for this stuff. We're trying to solve a problem that's not solved today and really kind of focus on that wedge point and grow from there. we would love to integrate with a lot of other players. There's a bunch of other guys on the back end. So there's, I mentioned the decentralized database. There's some other players that have a protocol on the back end that we could integrate with. There's actually some Web 2 things that we could integrate with. The whole idea, if you have a messaging app, it's the value goes as the square of the nodes, right? So that's why I have all those wallets in there. If the more nodes we can get access to, the more value we're going to create. So yes, we are open to partnering with whomever you want to chat with. We're also developing an SDK. It's actually very early. I probably shouldn't even announce it. It's so early, but that is on the roadmap to have an SDK so that people can access the Hashchat protocol from an SDK from their own app as well. Okay, I guess we're good. Thank you, guys. Let's get some ice cream. J'aime bien la glace. Merci beaucoup.